Hello everyone! Before we get started with today's video, I wanted to, give a little PSA, I guess. I know my videos have been a little bit iffy on content quality lately, but that's because I've been, really busy. Take when I normally say I'm busy and then, double that, all the time, and, seriously, from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep, and I'm not really getting enough sleep, but, that's neither here nor there. When I'm not working or doing stuff, I am sleeping, so that's why my videos have been kind of quality poor lately. The sacred upload schedule might get desecrated a few more times before I work through the next few weeks, but in another 2 weeks or so, I think I should have more time. I think it's just another 2 or 3 weeks it's going to be this bad, and then I'm going to finally get back to more of a semi-workable schedule, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there. That's why I missed last Sunday. I don't know if I'll make next Sunday. I only barely made this Sunday, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about how to make workable designs for PMVs. I would assume that these tips for animation work as well, but I'm really not much of an animator, so I can't really speak for that community, so we'll just say PMVs to be on the safe side. I know it seems like I haven't been slowing down because I've been posting all these speed paint commissions, but that's actually 98% of the art that I've done lately. The other 2% of my creative energy, which is at an all-time low, yeah, let's just add to this. Anyways, I've been working on an animation meme and 2 PMVs. The animation meme is going really slow because I'm trying to figure out a program that's going to actually work for animations better than Wondershare, and yeah, that's going great. But the 2 PMVs are just long, so I'm obviously doing a great job basing myself. Anyways, since I do have to be putting together some designs for a PMV though, I thought that I could throw together a quick video with it and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, So, the first of the 2 PMVs I'm working on is, yes, the glitter and gold PMV. I know I said I wouldn't be finishing that, but I kept rewatching what I had so far for it, and I still just can't give up the concepts of the PMV. I really liked it. This is one of the only PMVs that I've ever done that it wasn't really planned. I love the song and I got the concept and I just started. Golden Glitter is neat because it has a limited color palette, so visually it's new for me. I've decided to do the backgrounds in a very limited, red, orange, faded, almost black and white type color palette so that the characters really pop and it makes it seem it fits the feeling of the song for me really well. So that's new and it's really interesting to work with. But also, the song is about 2 characters, that's Peril and Sky, and how their lives have mirrored each other in some ways and then been totally contrasting in others. So that's really fresh as well. Overall, I'm really into it, and even though it's going to be a lot of work for me to fill in those blank spots, I'm slowly pushing through, and I'm really excited to turn this bad boy out. But today I'm going to be talking about the other PMV I have in the works right now. Glitter and Gold is probably about 25% finished. I've storyboarded a little bit more of it. It's longer than the whip that I put out. I do have maybe 10 frames, finished. We're gonna mess with the editing a little bit. I help with the song a little bit. A couple more things to do. But yeah, it's coming along very well. So I don't need to design characters for that one, obviously, because I've already designed the characters that I have used, and since they've all already really appeared in the PMV, there's not a whole lot more design work to be done. So today we're going to be talking about Safe and Sound. I actually really debated releasing the title of this one because I don't know if I want to release a whip. I kind of wanted to make it a total surprise, but I'm going to be talking about character design, so, well, secrecy's gone. I'm actually using a cover of the song that a friend sent to me, not even for a PMV, they just sent it to me, and it was so beautiful, so I asked them if I could use it for a PMV, and they said, yeah, sure. So, I'm taking it and running with it. This is another one of my new, unplanned projects. Yeah, I'm doing great with that, which is one of the reasons why I'm a little bit rambly about it, because I feel very strongly about it. I'm excited for it. I still don't know if I'm going to be releasing a whip. I'm going to decide later. The editing on this one's going to be really hard, so it's going to depend on what I feel like. Anyways, Safe and Sound is similar to Glitter and Gold in that it follows the path of 2 characters. A third dragon will appear briefly, but only on 1 frame for about, it won't be more than 2 or 3 seconds. So it's really only two dragons, and then I do have a reappearing metaphorical character in a raven. But I mean that doesn't really count because it's just a raven. There's not a whole lot of design going on there. Anyways, Safe and Sound is about Jerboa and Boa, so I guess I'd actually better remember to warn for book 14 spoilers. So for this video and for the PMV, book 14 spoilers. It's actually going to end up being my longest PMV yet. It's even longer than Glitter and Gold, which right now is about over 2 minutes long. I think Safe and Sound is 4 minutes long, but in order to check, I'd have to open my editing program and look at that, and I'm too lazy to do that right now. So, yeah, I think it's about 4 minutes long. I'd love to wax poetic about the planning and the symbolism in this PMV because it's pretty hefty, but that's really not what we're here for, so I might devote a video to that later if anybody's interested. So with the PMV starring only 2 characters, it's really important to make their designs pop. This applies to Glitter and Gold and Safe and Sound. In Glitter and Gold, I focused on Peril and Sky's similarities and then their contrasts, and I blended both the concepts. Because they are twins, but their characters are very different, so I needed the design to reflect that. In Safe and Sound, I'm going for a look that's similar at first. Jerboa and Boa are both sandwings, they both have triangle patterns, etc., etc., but I'm using subtleties of character design to make their looks actually completely different. So I've drawn Boa once in the past, that's this drawing. I won't be using that design. It's very complicated, not entirely sure I like it, so it's a concept, but I won't be using it as a base for this PMV. For PMVs, you generally want a very simplified design for characters. Unique enough to recognize easily and simple enough to draw a lot, which is a very, very fine line to tread. Especially for animation or longer PMVs like Safe and Sound, it has to be simple enough for you to draw it dozens, maybe even like over 50 times. I mean, like if it's animation, then yeah, definitely a lot. I'm rambling again, yeah. So, for Jerboa and Boa, they're both going to get the basic dragon build, plus the obvious sandwing traits, so frill and tail barb. Other than that, I'm not going to draw like scale patterns or anything because it's too much work for me. As for design, they are going to get triangles because that is mentioned in the book, and I think that's unique to their character, and it's really going to help them pop. Other than that, it's up to their body types and coloring to really give them some character. So, Jerboa is tall and thin with a long tail and neck. This is in part because she's older. This reflects the body type of an adult dragon in Wings of Fire. Additionally, however, her frill is long and almost wild. It's choppy in some places. The lines around her eyes give her a tired, slightly crazed look. Her colors are really dull and low contrast. I use those on purpose because I wanted the overall feel of an old, washed-out dragon. It's someone who's really fading. Boa, on the other hand, is the polar opposite. She's the picture of youth and energy. With her rounder shapes, more saturated colors, large eyes, shorter tail, it's everything that Jerboa isn't. So even though they look similar, they're both sandwings, they both have triangles, even though they look similar, they look completely different, and that's what I was going for here. Although I have her drawn in a much younger body type in the rep, she does age a bit within the PMV. There's going to be some time skipping, so toward the end she's going to lose some of the baby chub and get a little taller and leaner, but for the most part she's going to be a precious bean. Now, I don't usually draw reps for my PMVs. I've only done it maybe once or twice in the past, and not for all the characters, but since I only have 2 reappearing characters here, it seems wise to set down a stable design. Especially in a PMV like this, where it's so heavily symbolic, and the contrast in their designs adds a lot to the overall product. The important thing to remember when you're designing PMV characters is to keep it simple. Even when I have pre-existing designs for dragons, I'll generally simplify them for PMVs, just because I'll be drawing them so many times. So while a small set of details like extra scales or a gradient might seem simple at first, you have to remember that you're going to be doing it over and over and over and over again, so, over time that might be miserable for you. You're going to note that I discarded the triangles on the wings entirely. This is because they're too much for this PMV, they're a lot of work for me, there's not a lot of ways to mark their position, so they're hard to recreate, and also I hate them. They're very difficult to draw for me, like I said, so they're honestly kind of distracting, so I just let them go in favor of the triangles along the spine. Really here, the colors are more important than the triangles anyway, so yeah, it's cool. Let's flip between these 2 drawings for a minute. See how that looks totally different? Even though they've got almost identical markings and they're both sandwings, there's no possibility of confusing Boa and Jerboa. Boa is thick and chubby with warmer orange-hued shades, a short wide tail, small wings, and big eyes. Jerboa is thin and severe with dull, more yellow-hued shades, and a body that's large and intimidating but still skinny and frail. So there's a great example of what body type can do for you. Without even knowing anything about these characters, I guarantee you anybody looking at them could identify Jerboa as the villain and Boa as the good character. And that's going to wrap up today's What's Its Face. I don't know how my videos are going to look for a while. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm busy and PMVs and animation memes are sucking a lot of my drawing time. But I am really glad I was able to put this together for y'all. Don't forget to check out the description for links to my DeviantArt and Redbubble, along with a link to a form you can fill out to buy a commission. Y'all's support really means a lot to me, so thanks for looking at those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope everyone has an awesome week.